Hi. So today, at the time of recording, is the eve of Starfield. I've made a few videos, as in the almost literal definition of a few at this point, on Starfield itself. It was the first video on this channel, actually. So the fact that it's finally coming out, I don't know, I just had some thoughts. Namely on the advertising.
But this time, it's not just one world.
Because in the last video I did on Starfield, it was the fact that what was promised in some of the ads literally seemed impossible. And with that, and keeping myself relatively spoiler-free of some of the early access stuff, right, general release. This is the eve of general release. Technically, it has been out through early access days ago. Not tempering of expectations, but what my honest expectations actually are, taking into account it's the real world. And, no. As in the wildest possibilities, like everything having like a checkbox of yes, every possibility. It will meet all your expectations. No, nothing ever meets all your expectations. That's why tempering them's a skill. Because it doesn't. So just a minor list of things that, based off some of the trailers and the stuff already known, what I'm hoping for and what checkboxes I do hope it hits. First off, the obvious one, the procedural generation and the planets, and how that kind of affects, honestly, the rest of the game. I hope they're honest about it, and that it's not like Fallout 4, where an entire section of the main storyline was given up to the settlement system. That, oh yeah, you need to go to random X amount of worlds and do just random stuff. As in, I want an actual story and not the bulk of an actual faction to just be Radiant quests. I'm okay with Radiant quests. I honestly am. I still did them. My main save file on Fallout 4 is Minutemen, and I've done a ton of those. You know you can get Preston to shut up by getting the radio started and just never listening to it, and you don't bump into any more of those. I hope that the actual content of the story and side quests are closer to things like Oblivion and Skyrim. God, there's a fly. So when it comes to procedural generation of worlds, I hope it doesn't take away from the actual curated content. If it's just an addition, fantastic. That will be one of the check marks. If all those planetary worlds, and that's an additional feature. That's not replacing what I'm actually coming here for. Which, yeah, was a bit lacking in Fallout 4. Not the worlds part, but the actual, curated main story, and there was a lot of decisions that led to tanking that. But no, number and depth of side quests and general quests, main story, up to something like Oblivion or Skyrim. I'm not expecting New Vegas, but then again, even from Obsidian, I can't expect New Vegas with the Outer Worlds. So I'm just looking for Oblivion or Skyrim, you know. Actually, a little more than Skyrim. The main quest was Oblivion, but we're looking for Oblivion. Roleplay-wise. Oh, that's the other check box. Role-playing. Hoping that the backgrounds and some of the choices you make actually have reflections and effects within what you're doing in the game. I want my choices to actually have an impact. And voice options, because now you don't have a voice protagonist, you can give the player options. So use them, give them. That's the other checkbox. And I guess while we're at it, the outpost system. I'm even okay with a faction being revolved around, or some quest or stuff focused around using that. Not if it's in the main quest. Keep that out of that. Keep that out. While I appreciate it, I know it had taken away a faction from Fallout 4. And settlements. Again, like the planets, if it's an addition, that's another checkmark. Combat. Honestly, just slightly improved Fallout 4. I'm even okay with it. Because there was also the worry I had originally of that original gameplay showcase. That looked kind of rough. But the later ones as well, I have some confidence in that. I'm not looking for anything like Call of Duty or Rainbow Six Siege wise. Just a Fallout 4 but improved. Shipbuilding. I don't have much to expect from this one, but I just hope that it's expensive. The skills have a way of interacting with it, and it actually has an impact on how you play with it. Which moves on to the next one. Ship combat, and ship flying, and space travel. I'm not expecting it to be No Man's Sky. Just having worked with the creation kit on some minor mods, I know it can't pull off No Man's Sky even with it upgraded. Nor does it have to. I'm okay with just heading to a system, you got your space section, and then you have your land section, cutscene in between. I mean, from the trailers, you can tell that's not a stylistic choice of that looping ship taking off. The one thing also in that checkbox before we finally place it, I want fast travel to be available from everywhere you have explored. As in, I don't want to consistently jump through those loading screens back to back to back to back. Through space, another system, through space, another system. I would like to places I have already been. I'd like to just go from like one end on the frontier to a place I've just recently explored and then back to like the one of the big hub areas like New Atlantis. If it's got that, checkbox. Companions, again, kind of like the combat, Fallout 4 but improved. I don't have high expectations. And then outside of that, I kind of just want it to feel like a BGS game, which I hope it is. Because Fallout 76 wasn't... Oh, right. The last and final. Or not last and final, but it's gotta work. Even if there's bugs, it's a Bethesda game. I play Bethesda games all the time. I'm a huge fan. I know 76 was garbage. I'm not going to defend that. Nor Fallout 4's initial launch. But it's in the sense of, like, if the game is playable, I'll be alright. If, like, a goofy glitch happens here or there, like usual Bethesda bugs, I'm okay with it. Yes, it's not the best thing to leave a company up to, like, get away with that, but at least when it comes to me and buying a BGS game, that's not part of the package, but I am factoring that into the cost and with the other expectations. So basically, minor bugs. Don't want anything major. If there's only minor bugs, we're fine. Though I guess in a way of putting it with all these checkboxes, there's one big one that's just been left empty, and that's just be a BGS game. Because it's a new title. I can't say like, oh yeah, I hope this Fallout matches these things that Fallout had did in the past, or these things in Elder Scrolls had done in the past. It's a new setting, a new title, and I hope they pull off that same feel. I want there to be lore, I want there to be quests, I want there to be ruins, I want there to be places to delve into, talk about, quests. BGS. It's a new team writing a new setting. That's exciting. And I don't have anything to directly compare that to, I just hope it's good. And that's that last check mark. Or in this case, all these are checked boxes. We'll see if they're all checked. In fact, I'll probably talk to you about this after that. There's a dumb fly here again. Whether this helped you set your own expectations or cooled your temper a little towards its release, I don't know. But just thought I'd mention these. Anywho, see you out there.